Okay. Good morning, everyone, and thank you for being here. My name is Surbi Jha, and I'm the project lead for the ID Support Bot project. Today, I'll walk you through our project's objectives, methodology, and key focus areas. So, let's start with the team that made this project possible. The first is our research and analysis head, Ming, who is responsible for gathering data, conducting risk and stakeholder analysis, and justifying our project scope. Next is our planning and scheduling specialist, who is Youngjong, and she ensures smooth execution by maintaining the WBS, Gantt chart, Kanban board, and project tracking. The next is our documentation and quality lead, Temi, who guarantees that all deliverables are well structured, consistent, and high quality. And the last one is Shobo, the presentation and communication lead, who is responsible for creating and refining our project presentations and reports. So together we have worked to develop a structured approach to building an efficient and intelligent IT support chatbot using machine learning and NLP to enhance the IT service delivery. So a little bit about our project and what the objective and methodology is. The objective of our project is to develop a web-based chatbot that leverages machine learning and NLP to provide accurate and automated IT support. This chatbot will help users troubleshoot technical issues, retrieve IT policies, and offer step-by-step guidance, all while reducing human intervention and improving efficiency. To achieve this, we follow the five project management process groups: initiating, planning, executing, monitoring, and controlling, and closing along with the 10 IT project knowledge areas to ensure a structured and efficient workflow. So I'll discuss the key phases of our project. The first is initiating. We started by defining the project charter and identifying the key stakeholders. The second is planning. This phase involved defining the project scope, creating a work breakdown structure, which is WBS, developing a Gantt chart and Kanban board, and allocating resources. The third one is executing. The core development is driven by an agile methodology where we use sprints to work on NLP improvements, UI enhancements, and backend integration. The fourth one is monitoring and controlling. We continuously track progress, manage risks such as inaccurate NLP responses, and ensure quality through rigorous testing and stakeholder feedback. And the last one is closing. And the final phase, we focus on final testing, deployment, stakeholder training, and project documentation to ensure a smooth transition. The key focus areas for our project were: the first one was integration. The chatbot will seamlessly ingest and process IT knowledge. The second one is scope management. Clearly defined deliverables help us stay aligned with the project goals. The third one is time and cost management. Efficient resource and allocation ensures smooth execution. The fourth one is quality assurance. We focus on meeting accuracy benchmarks for chatbot responses. And the fifth one is risk management, proactively addressing challenges such as incorrect responses and user adaptability. We use a Kanban board for task visualization and communication, ensuring transparency and efficient collaboration. The outcome of our project is a scalable, intelligent IT support chatbot designed to meet the demands of modern businesses. By reducing IT support response time and automating repetitive queries, this solution will enhance productivity and user satisfaction. That was it from my side. Let's move on.
So our goal is to develop an AI-powered chatbot that utilizes natural language processing, large language models, and vector databases to provide fast and accurate IT support responses. The chatbot will continuously ingest IT knowledge articles to stay up to date and ensure users receive relevant answers. Some key features include quick and precise responses to IT queries, an always up-to-date knowledge base, low latency, performance for smooth user experience. However, there are a few constraints to keep in mind. The chatbot will only accept text inputs, no images or voice. Each response is limited to 1,000 tokens due to model constraints. The number of simultaneous users will depend on available GPU resources. With these considerations in mind, let's move on to the project timeline. Next slide. This project is structured into 5 main phases, spanning approximately 7 months. Initiation, 1 week. We start by defining project goals, identifying stakeholders, and gathering requirements. Planning, 3 weeks. This phase includes finalizing scope details, designing the chatbot's architecture, and planning the knowledge ingestion pipeline. Execution, 11 weeks. We develop the chatbot's backend and frontend while integrating the vector database for accurate query retrieval. Testing and optimization, 11 weeks. We conduct functional and performance testing, ensuring the chatbot meets expectations, including low latency and correct responses. Deployment and closure, 3 weeks. Finally, we launch the chatbot, document the project outcomes, and hand it over to stakeholders. Our key milestone is to have a fully deployed chatbot in around 7 months, ready to assist IT professionals efficiently. Next slide.
Hi, this is the project budget and the initial work breakdown structure. It basically just shows how our tasks were broken down and how much it took to fix every task, or how much it should take to fix very, very little thing in our project. It shows who it was assigned to. It shows how long it takes for us to start and when we should be doing it. And as of now, it shows like the progress. We start with the project initiation. It just includes the goals, the charter, speaking to the stakeholders, and all our requirements. And as you can see, it's all assigned to one of the team. And it takes about 7 days for all that to be done. And then we have the project planning, includes the project scope, risk management, the timeline, and all the constraints. And it shows who is assigned to the timeline, and should take about also 7 days to have that done. Followed by the project planning and design. Then below that is the architecture design, resource allocation, and knowledge ingestion pipeline. And that should take about $102,368. But that takes a lot more time than the last one. That is about 14 days. So then we have the project execution, the back end, the front end. We have the performance tuning. All that takes about almost 60 days or so total. Then we have all that monitoring and controlling. And below that is the functional testing, performance testing, and project testing. That takes about 48 days to have that done. Should take about that. Ideally, it should be done before that, but yeah. And then we have the monitoring and controlling, which is the feedback, which includes the accuracy optimization, and the beta user feedback should take about 35 days. And last but not least, we have the project closing, project deployment, should take about 10 days or so. Yeah. So, still.
Yeah. So next, in order to for the success of our project, we made our HR management plan and also communication plan. So first, for the HR management plan, we have a 4 section. So first section is the team rules and responsibilities. So we have some important stakeholder of our project. First is project management project manager. They will evaluate whether the project is on time and with the budget scope, provide resource guidance, directions, and create risk assessment and mitigations. The second stakeholder is software developers. They responsible for development when coding, AI mode development, and API integration implementations. The third stakeholder is a UI UX designer. They responsible for the cleanliness of the interface and ensure it's user friendly. And the next stakeholder is a quality association is QA testers. They are responsible for debugging software and detecting bugs, and so that the end user has seamless have a better experience. And also HR is another stakeholder. They will manage all internal teams dispute and higher requirements, evaluations, and professional development training operations. And the last stakeholder is the business analyst. They will review project scope requirements, gather stakeholder options, feedbacks, and enable considerations for the board's business needs. The next section is human resource requirements and planning. Please go back to the previous one. Yeah. And so the human resource planning anticipates that training resource are required to develop talent, particularly in AI and automations, and also need management strategy in case of any unexpected unexpected error or risks. And the third section is performance evaluations and team development resource. So in this part, the following resource for performance evaluation guaranteed the project success. The first is employee development internal training workshop. We will have a workshop on AI, cloud computing, and implementations of chatbot are done internally and make sure the teamwork is correct and effectively. The fourth section is conflict resolution and risk assessment. So we need to build conflict resource strategies. This strategy is responsive to all but the most server teams conflicts, assessment of risks, and made strategy to prevent staff shortage or skills gaps. Please go to the next slide. So we also made communication management plans. So the communication objects, we need to have clearly communication in the progress status and results of the project. All stakeholders must have the same understanding and expectations about the project. We need to clearly identify and resolve any issues that arise during the project in a timely manner. Yeah, the key stakeholders, just as previously we mentioned, we have project team members, managers, and clients, and vendor or other partners. So for communication requirements, the stakeholder communication, we need to identify what different stakeholders need and make sure every stakeholder know and they know how to communicate to each other and what to communicate. So the information to be communicated. The information includes format, content, and the level of details. For example, project status, reports, meeting minutes, decision notifications, and other information need included in the communications. For the information recipients and producers, so we need to specify who this information will go and, for example, the project team, senior manager, and the clients, and we also need to specify who will be the responsible for produce this information, such as project manager, and team members. So we have also defined communication methods and technologies, include face-to-face meeting, email, Slack, or other instant message tools. We also need using online meeting tools like Amazon Teams, Zoom, Microsoft Teams. For communication frequency, so at first we need to have a project kick-off meetings. Then we should set regular team meetings. Those meetings are held weekly to update project progress. And we also need a monthly status reports meeting. In this meeting, we will write reports to all stakeholders about key milestone and risk assessment. For the escalation procedures, in these procedures, we will clearly define the escalation procedures for resolving urgent issue to make sure that management can respond for any emergency issues rapidly when required. For the revision procedures, in this section, we will describe how the communication management plan will be updated, include how change are approved and by who will update the communication plan. We also will set glossary and appendix to help every stakeholder understand what will in the or what should they do in the communications and what's the specific knowledge they need to understand to make sure everyone have the right communication details. Thanks.
Okay, so I will be presenting the risks and procurement plan for our IT support board project. We have identified 5 key risk categories that may impact the project. The first one is technical risks, which refers to the risk of serving infrastructure. And the second risk is human resources risks. It is about like the coordination between various stakeholders. And then we have management risks. It is referring to the risk of disagreement among top management. And then we have third-party risks, which is referring to the risks such as vendor downtime or user data leaks. And finally, we have legal risks. For example, like the bot might unknowingly use unauthorized data sources. And we have assessed these risks based on like the probability and their impaction. And we have defined our mitigation strategies. So for technical risks, they are high probability and high impact. And we plan to use cloud auto scaling and RAG to supplement knowledge. For human resources risks, they are also high probability, but they are medium in impaction. And it can be mitigated by keeping detailed documents of all project steps. As for the management risks, they have medium probability, but like they have high impact. So to address this, we will proactively communicate with top management early in the process to make sure like everyone is on the same page. And then we have like the third-party risks. They are low probability, but like medium impaction. So we will prepare backup plans for alternative vendors. And lastly, for legal risks, they have a medium probability and impact, and we will involve the legal team from the beginning to ensure that everything we are comply with the legal regulation and rules. Okay, next slide, please. So now let's also talk a little bit about our procurement strategy. And in general, like the main goal is to mitigate the risks, minimize the uncertainties, and maintain efficiency throughout the whole project. And more specifically, in terms of hardware procurement, we will identify multiple suppliers for our GPU and other essential hardware, and we will also maintain the relationship with backup suppliers to avoid delays caused by supply chain issues and surprises. And for software procurement, to ensure like smooth development and deployment, we will acquire licensed machine, learning models, and development tools from like those high quality vendors. And we also must ensure software compatibility with our existing IT infrastructure to prevent any surprising integration issues. And for the third-party services, given like the computational demands of our project, we will invest in extendable and scalable cloud computing services to optimize system performance. And additionally, training seminars will also be provided to our technical support teams to enhance their expertise in machine learning and IT system integration. That's it from my side.
Okay, so this is our presentation, our project plan. I'm gonna stop sharing. Okay, we are Group G. This is our project plan. Thank you so much for joining. Let me stop the recording.